And before we dive into rule number one, I want you to do this. If you're ready to stop blaming the world, if you're ready to rebuild yourself and take command of your emotions, type this affirmation in the comments. Right now, I will no longer live at the mercy of my emotions. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more Stoic-based life strategies. And listen carefully because every rule is connected, and each one has the power to change the way you think forever. All right, let's begin. Rule number one. Stop negotiating with your weakness. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, just one more hour of sleep won't hurt? I'll start my diet tomorrow. I'll text them one last time. Every time you make a deal with weakness, weakness wins. And the more it wins, the more it becomes who you are. The strongest version of you, the disciplined, focused, confident you, isn't buried somewhere far away.
It's just suffocating under years of excuses and comfort. And the only way to free that version is to stop folding every time life feels uncomfortable. The Stoics knew this. They didn't chase comfort, they trained for adversity. Because every hardship resisted, every temptation overcome was a victory for the soul. So I'll ask you, when your alarm goes off, do you rise like a warrior, or do you hit snooze? Because here's the truth, there is no peace without discipline, no greatness without sacrifice, and no strong mind without facing down your own weakness and saying not to the picture. This two people hear the exact same insult. One laughs it off like it's nothing. The other carries it in their chest for weeks, replaying the words like a knife wound. Same words, same situation, completely different realities. That's because it's not the insult that hurts. It's the reaction. It's not the traffic jam, the breakup, the rude coworker, or the setback that ruins your day. It's how you interpret and respond that shapes your emotional state. Most people live like emotional slaves. Their peace is hijacked by strangers, by online comments, by things they cannot change. But Stoicism flips the script. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Let that sink in. Every time you snap at someone, spiral into overthinking, or lose yourself in anger, you're handing over your power. And worse, you become predictable. People who can't control their reactions are like puppets. Pull the right string and they'll explode, panic, or fall apart. Do you really want to live like that? Slow down your reaction. The moment you feel triggered, pause. Breathe. Step back mentally. Ask, what part of this do I actually control? If the answer is nothing external, then the battlefield is internal. 2. Separate facts from emotions. Example. She said something rude. That's a fact. I'm not good enough. That's a story you told yourself. Train your mind to cut through the fog. 3. Reclaim your peace. Peace doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming unshakable, calm under pressure, responding with clarity instead of panic. Powerful close. Here's the truth. People who master their reactions are dangerous in the best possible way. They can't be baited. They don't fall apart when life gets messy. They choose their moves carefully, and they live life on their own terms. And make no mistake, this is a skill you can build. You don't have to be born calm. You train it like a muscle. And every single time you hold your center instead of exploding, you're proving to yourself that you are not your feelings. You are the master, not the storm. You are the master, not the storm. So the next time someone pushes your buttons, remember this, their words are powerless unless you hand them power. Their behavior is not a reflection of you, but how you respond always is. If you truly want to fix your life, stop reacting to every little thing like your piece is up for auction. Guard it like a warrior preparing for battle, deliberate, sharp, and grounded. Because the man or woman who owns their reactions owns their life. Say it with me and type it in the comments below. My peace is mine. I will not hand it over. Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. Most of us already know what we need to do to change our lives. Wake up earlier, stop wasting time, cut off toxic people, move our bodies, study, speak up, stay consistent. We know it, but we don't do it. Why? Because it's hard. Because it's uncomfortable. Because our feelings scream louder than our discipline. The ancient Stoics never waited to feel ready. They trained their minds to expect resistance. They understood that discomfort is not the enemy, it's the forge where character is built. And here's the truth, you will not always feel like doing what's right. You won't always feel like showing up. You won't always feel motivated. That's reality. The difference between the weak and the strong is simple. The weak wait for motivation. The strong rely on discipline. Motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a decision. Think about it, dragging yourself to the gym when you're tired. That's a victory. Having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding, that's growth. Choosing to step away from comfort and face your fears, that's real strength. Seneca said we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And isn't that true? Think of all the battles you've lost in your head before you ever tried. Think of the goals you've delayed not because they were impossible, but because they were uncomfortable. If you want to fix your life, stop running from discomfort, chase it, lean into it. Because the things you avoid today will become the regrets you carry tomorrow. Here's the reality check: you will never feel ready. There will always be a reason to wait, but the cost of waiting is years you'll never get back. So wake up, do the work anyway. Even if your mind resists, even if it feels unfair, even if nobody claps for you. You don't need applause, you don't need perfect conditions, you just need to act. And when your body begs you to quit, when your emotions whine, when your thoughts start to doubt, that's when you push harder. Because those are the moments where true strength is born. Remember this: you can choose the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. Either way, you will suffer, but only one path builds the life you actually want. So stop looking for shortcuts, stop expecting it to be easy. Real change is ugly, lonely, and painful, but it's worth it. Because every hard thing you do today creates a softer, stronger future tomorrow. That's how you build a life of pride, step by step, choice by choice. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say multitask. He didn't say scroll for inspiration. He said focus, deep, deliberate attention. Now think about your own daily life. How often are you truly present in what you're doing? How often are you creating instead of just consuming? Be honest, how many hours are lost to endless scrolling, overthinking, or distractions that don't actually move you forward? The problem isn't just that we lose attention. The problem is where our attention goes. Because wherever your attention goes, that's where your energy goes, that's where your time goes, and ultimately that's where your potential goes too. Here's a brutal truth. Most people don't want to admit it's not laziness holding you back, it's noise. Most people aren't addicted to rest, they're addicted to distraction. They can't sit in silence, they can't work without checking their phone every 5 minutes. They can't stay on one path long enough to master anything. And if that sounds like you, this isn't judgment, it's a warning. Because a distracted mind becomes a wasted life. 1. Cut the digital noise. Turn off the notifications that don't matter. Block time for social media instead of letting it steal every moment. Use your phone as a tool, not a leash. 2. Create sacred space for deep focus. Even just 60 minutes a day, no distractions, no multitasking, just you and your most important work. That's where clarity lives, that's where self-respect grows. 3. Train your attention like a muscle. Practice being fully present in small things: eating, walking, reading, writing. The more you practice presence, the stronger your focus becomes. The world will always compete for your attention, but you decide what deserves it. A Stoic doesn't chase every shiny thing. A Stoic chooses deliberately, because a focused man or woman is dangerous in the best way. They can build, they can improve, they can grow, they can lead. Your ability to fix your life is directly tied to your ability to focus on what truly matters. Distractions will never disappear. The noise will always be there. But if you can master your attention, you can master your world. So starting today, cut the meaningless silence, the noise, and give your energy only to the things that build your future. Type this affirmation in the comments below: I control my focus. My attention builds my future. And now, rule 5, stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow. Marcus Aurelius once said, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Let that sink in for a second. We say we want to grow. We say we want to be strong, independent, unstoppable. But when it comes time to take action, what happens? We hesitate, we shrink, we hold back. Not because we don't know what to do, but because we're afraid of what other people will say. We crave their approval. We want to be liked. We seek permission before we move forward. But here's the hard reality. Stoicism forces us to face the world doesn't care about your potential. And the good news, you don't need its approval anyway. You cannot fix your life if you're waiting for applause, because here's the hidden truth no one tells you: the more you improve yourself, the more resistance you'll face. And often it won't come from enemies, it'll come from the people closest to you. Why? Because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your discipline exposes their laziness. Your confidence threatens their comfort zone. And when that happens, don't be surprised if they mock you, doubt you, or try to keep you stuck in the version of yourself they can control. But a Stoic doesn't live for approval. A Stoic lives for virtue, for truth, for alignment. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Because if you're terrified of looking weird, of being misunderstood, of standing alone, you'll never rise." Let me be brutally honest with you, no one is coming to save you. No one is obligated to believe in you. And no one can give you permission to become who you're meant to be except you. The moment you stop needing approval is the moment you become powerful. Because then you stop waiting, you act. You stop begging, you build. You stop explaining, you evolve. So what if they laugh at your new habits? So what if they don't understand your boundaries, your silence, your obsession with becoming better every single day? You're not here to be understood by the small-minded. You're here to become unshakable. And yes, walking this path may mean walking alone. But walk alone with pride, because greatness has always been a lonely road. It's also the most honest, the most rewarding, and the most freeing road you'll ever walk. So stop waiting. Stop apologizing. Stop explaining. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You only need one decision that you're done playing small. Now, rule 6, silence is a power. Speak less, master more. Epictetus once said, "Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words." We live in a world where everyone wants to be heard, but very few actually want to listen. Where everyone wants to look wise, but very few take the time to become wise. The result, endless noise, empty opinions, shallow lives. But the Stoics saw it differently. They knew silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. Because the person who speaks less listens more. The one who listens more learns faster. And the one who learns faster responds with clarity instead of reacting with chaos. If you want to fix your mind, you must first learn to control your tongue. Not everything requires a reaction. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Not every thought needs to escape your lips. Think about it: the more you talk, the more you reveal your fears, your insecurities, your plans, even your weaknesses. But when you're silent, people can't read you. And that mystery, that's power. Marcus Aurelius reminded us. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. One of the very first things to master is your own mouth. Here's the trap: when you're always talking, justifying, defending, you're reacting to the world instead of creating your own. Let others chase attention. Let others seek validation. You stay silent. You stay focused. You move with strength. Now, silence doesn't mean passivity. It means calculated presence. It means saying less but meaning more. It means letting your actions shout 10 times louder than your words ever could. Be okay with not responding immediately. Not every message deserves an instant reply. Not every insult deserves a comeback. Sometimes time itself delivers the best answer. 1. Get comfortable being misunderstood. You don't need to clear your name. You need to build your name. 2. Focus on becoming, not performing. While others talk about power, you quietly become powerful. While they show off their goals, you grind in the dark. The Stoic path is not loud. It's not flashy. It's disciplined and intentional, and it begins with silence. So stop oversharing. Stop leaking your energy through words that don't matter. Let your silence terrify the insecure. Let your silence speak for your strength. Let your silence become your superpower. Type this in the comments: if you're ready to master your tongue, I will let silence speak for my strength. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Here's the truth: everyone messes up. Everyone falls short. Everyone carries regrets. But the difference between a life that breaks and a life that rebuilds is this: do you face your mistakes like a warrior, or do you run from them like a coward? Most people choose to run. They blame others, they create excuses, they cover up the truth with distractions, denial, or fake positivity. But Stoicism teaches us something different. The only way to become unbreakable is to be brutally honest with yourself. Did you waste years in a toxic relationship? Own it. Did you betray your own standards? Own it. Did you lie, cheat, procrastinate, or sabotage your own success? Own it. Not with shame, not with guilt, but with courage, because shame will keep you stuck. Ownership, on the other hand, sets you free. Owning your mistakes doesn't mean drowning in regret. It means standing tall and saying, yes, I failed, but I rise now and I will never go back. Every scar, every error, every failure is all a necessary part of becoming who you're meant to be. Stop hiding your wounds. They are proof you've lived, struggled, and learned. Stop trying to look perfect. Perfection is the enemy of growth. Instead, develop radical self-honesty, the kind that stings but also fuels transformation. Because here's the hard truth: you cannot fix your life if you keep rewriting the past just to feel better. So stand in the fire of your own truth. Take full responsibility, not only for your past, but for who you choose to become now. No more stories, no more lies, no more avoiding the mirror. Own it all and then rise from it. If you're ready to take back your power, type this in the comments: I own my past and I rise with purpose. Epictetus said, don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is the path to peace. Let me share something that could change your life if you let it. Discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is the lesson. It's the test. It's the breakthrough. But most people run at the very first sign of discomfort. When it's quiet, they turn on noise. When they're sad, they reach for food, people, or distractions. When uncertainty hits, they panic, overthink, and break down. But here's the truth: growth only lives on the other side of discomfort. The Stoics didn't chase easy lives. They chased strength, because strength is the only thing that carries you through chaos. Think about it: you can't build muscle without tearing it in training. You can't build your mind without hardship. And you'll never find peace if you keep avoiding the emotions that are screaming to be heard. So the next time you feel discomfort, don't run. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? What strength is this pain trying to build? Every heartbreak, failure, rejection. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Marcus Aurelius lived through plagues, betrayal, and war. And still he wrote, if it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. That's not cold, that's clarity. Discomfort isn't here to destroy you, it's here to reshape you. But only if you stop running, only if you face it head on with courage and humility. So the next time it hurts, remind yourself, this moment isn't meant to be easy, it's meant to make me stronger. And when you stop fearing discomfort, you become unstoppable. Type this in the comments to declare it: discomfort is my teacher. I no longer run. Let's clear up one of the biggest lies in self-help: freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. Real freedom comes from doing what you must, especially when you don't feel like it. That's called discipline. And discipline is what separates the weak from the strong, the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders. Motivation is just a mood, a temporary high. Like all highs, it fades. You felt it. You watch a powerful video, read an inspiring quote, and you're fired up for a while. Then it's gone. But discipline, that's different. Discipline is a system. Discipline shows up when you don't want to. Discipline drags you out of bed when motivation whispers, just sleep in. Discipline makes you take action even on your worst days. The Stoics knew this. They trained their minds to ignore emotions when emotions were useless. They built routines, values, and virtues not on feelings, but on the person they wanted to become. Think of Marcus Aurelius. Even when he was grieving, exhausted, or under immense pressure as emperor, he didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't wait to feel inspired. He showed up and did the work. Why? Because duty is greater than feelings. That's Stoicism in action. So if you truly want to fix yourself, stop chasing motivation hacks. Build daily discipline. Wake up at the same time. Move your body. Control your diet. Learn something new every day. Focus deeply. Meditate. Reflect. Is it boring sometimes? Repetitive? Yes. Glamorous? Not at all. but it works, it builds character. And here's the key: you won't feel like it every day, but you show up anyway. Because discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. And when you master discipline, you don't need inspiration anymore. You've become the kind of person who moves forward regardless. That's real power, that's self-respect, that's stoicism. Marcus Aurelius gave us one of the most direct challenges ever. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. It's easy to think about being better. It's easy to dream about strength, wisdom, and peace. But none of that changes your life. What changes your life? Action. Not random activity, but aligned, purposeful action. The Stoics believed philosophy wasn't meant to be talked about, it was meant to be lived. A Stoic doesn't just speak about self-control, they practice it in private. A Stoic doesn't just post about peace and discipline, they live it when nobody's watching. That's alignment. But here's the brutal truth: most people live two lives. One in their head, full of clarity and goals, and one in reality, full of excuses, contradictions, and confusion. They say they want peace, but they gossip and complain. They say they want growth, but they procrastinate and scroll. They say they want to live stoically, but they act like emotional slaves. Here's the truth: it doesn't matter what you know. It matters what you do. All the quotes, all the motivation, all the wisdom in the world means nothing if your daily actions contradict it. So if you say you're stoic, then train your emotions daily. If you say you value time, stop wasting it. If you say you're focused, prove it with your choices. Don't chase perfection, chase alignment. Because when your actions and your values match, you feel whole. That's where peace lives. That's where self-respect grows. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit around debating the idea of a good man. He said, be one, not later, not when it's convenient, but now. So from this moment on, when you feel confused, ask yourself, what would the strongest version of me do right now? And then do that. Let your life speak louder than your words. Let your consistency replace your need for applause. Let your quiet alignment make you untouchable. Because when your actions match your values, you don't just become strong, you become dangerous. Not to others, but to your own weakness. Type this in the comments: if you're ready to live in alignment, I will live as the person I claim to be. And never forget what Epictetus taught: don't explain your philosophy, embody it. These aren't the kind of rules you find in fluffy self-help books. They're not soft pep talks that make you feel good for 5 minutes and then fade. These are the kind of rules that break illusions and build character. And if you apply them, really apply them, you'll stop living like a victim of your emotions and your environment. You'll stop being controlled by every distraction, every mood swing, every setback. Instead, you'll start living the way the Stoics did. Not emotionless, but emotionally unshakable. Not perfect, but aligned. Not always loud, but unmistakably powerful. And I need you to hear this path isn't easy. It's not meant to be. But it's the only path that leads to real self-respect, lasting clarity, and true inner freedom. Direct challenge to the audience. If this message lit a fire in you, type this affirmation in the comments right now: I fix my mind. I fix my life. And if you want more wisdom like this, more ancient truth turned into modern strength, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who's ready for real growth, and subscribe to Stoicism Breath. Together, let's grow stronger. Together, let's build lives that are calm, focused, disciplined, and unshakable. Let's grow together.